These pro cyclists put in about 100 miles a day for practice and need about 6,000 calories to maintain their own regime. It's all to train for moments like this.
This is like the Tour de France. These are the same kind of riders that are doing that event, so this is the best of the best.
The Larry H. Miller Tour of Utah attracts competitive teams worldwide. These top international cyclists are visiting the Red Hills of St. George for the first time in the Prologue timed event, one rider at a time.
It's incredible that this comes to Utah and the good that it does. These are incredible athletes.
This is the first time this tour has started in St. George.
This is an elite athlete, invitation only kind of event. So for us to get this kind of caliber, I mean, we have an athlete here that was in the Tour de France, 120 athletes here competing in this event, and we're just, we couldn't be happier to showcase this beautiful part of the state.
It's a great race for this community, which welcomes cycling.
I mean, this kind of an event is really sort of the fabric of our community. It's healthy living, it's active lifestyles. These are the best cyclists in the world that are here, and we get to experience them here on Red Hills Parkway looking over the city.
With temperatures nearing 90 degrees by race time, it takes a great support team to maintain the equipment for these top riders. While some are using standard road bikes for the short 5K ride, they still need to keep up on maintenance and hydration.
It's a short stage, it's only 5 kilometers, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem in terms of like hydration or nutrition for the riders. And same with the equipment handles the heat just fine.
People come from all over the country and the world to watch and to follow this event.
So I think the coverage has been wonderful because people then come to see it as something more than just an individual exercise. It's better than a horse race.
Many come to follow their favorite riders and enjoy the Utah Tour due to its fantastic scenery from the Red Rocks in the south to the mountains in the north.
And it's a huge thing for the state of Utah, and it's just fun to follow the racers and watch them get better and learn to love cycling for this team sport that it really is.
And even the riders' support teams come from all over the world.
I'm originally from Hungary, and I've got a mechanic colleague who's from Canada and a mechanic colleague who's from Ireland. And then we've got our 2 soigneurs who are basically massage therapists and attend to the riders' needs. We have one from Czech Republic and one from Spain. Our bus driver is from Argentina. Our directors are from Argentina and Belgium.
Each rider was timed on their own merit, with 1-minute intervals in between. They're followed by their support teams and escorted out and back in the 3.3-mile race by the Utah Highway Patrol.
Just being out with all the people and the racers is fun to be around, so it's a joy.
Awesome. Awesome. Have fun. The Tour of Utah Prologue is a precursor event to the following 6 stages of the Tour of Utah. Thanks to a lot of effort and cooperation, the tour this year begins on the bluff overlooking the Red Rocks of St. George. The televised event showcased the sights of southern Utah.
People are literally with the helicopter above shooting these action shots. They're seeing our red rock and our green golf course down the hill and the beautiful valley all over the world. So really it's a great opportunity for people to get to learn a little bit more about St. George and southern Utah.
BMC riders managed to take the top 3 times. TJ Van Garderen was champion leader for the U.S. with a winning time of 6 minutes and 27 seconds. Second place also went to BMC Racing Team rider Joseph Roskopf at 6:31.25, and Tom Boley of Switzerland took third. The top 3 champions were recognized on stage after the event.
I kind of had to wait and see a kind of approach, but I wasn't expecting a ride like today, but you know, sometimes it happens when you least expect it.
Highway Patrol troopers said they clocked many of these riders traveling at around 80 miles an hour. Riders were given jerseys for most aggressive rider to the best young rider, king of the mountain, and sprinter. It takes many volunteers to keep the event going. The mayor said St. George is proud to be a gateway community. He's hoping they can host this tour again in the future.
You know, this is an opportunity we hope does come again. We work closely with the Tour of Utah folks and hope for a chance to do this every year.
Mayor Pike was presented with a Utah Jazz jersey, which was inspired in part by the Red Rocks of southern Utah. The tour also presented special gifts to Support Services Director Mark Mortensen and Washington County Tourism Director Kevin Lewis for their inspiration in getting the Prologue to come to St. George.
For spectators, it's an awesome experience. They get to see this back and forth of riders leaving and coming back.
From the Tour of Utah atop Red Hills Parkway, Melissa Anderson, CEC News.